In the market every day, spreading lies. Bananas in his hands, holy plants on display. Banana man, he's a cunt. Thinks he speaks for the Holy One. Yellow fruit, his holy grail, spreading lies without fail. People stop and they stare. Is he lost or does he care? Preaching in the night, faith and fruit in the air. Grifting, grifting, echoes through the crowd. Voices joining loud. In the midst of the swarm, he's a grifter, preacher proud. Banana man, he's the cunt. Thinks he speaks for the Holy One. Yellow fruit, his holy grail, spreading lies without fail. Crowd, voices joining loud. In the midst of the swarm, he's a grifter, preacher proud. Banana man, he's the one. Thinks he speaks for the Holy One. Yellow fruit, his holy grail, spreading lies without fail. He's got a mission to complete, says bananas prove a god, spreading wisdom divinely odd. With a peel in each hand, he preaches on his crazy soapbox stand. Yellow fruit and sacred truth, in the pulp he finds the proof. Banana prophet says it's true. Yellow on the bright, they think this true. Feel the power in each bite. Bananas bring the holy light. Grifting, grifting, yeah. Hear his call from the markets to the mall, holding bananas high and bright. In their hearts they feel delight. A tropical revelation, fruitful new salvation. Tasted and believed in the banana we receive. He walks with purpose, step by step. Golden gospel, never forget. Under the sun he shines so tall. For bananas he gives it all. Now love the proof. To the mall, grifting, grifting, yeah, 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 grifting, grifting, yeah. Truth that they proclaim, keeping secrets is my art. Mission calls, I'll never stop. Defeat's not in my belief. Warrior of countless flops. No retreat, no cause of grief. I got the will, standing tall in life. Never still, always hiding in plain sight. I've got the will, standing tall in life. Never still, always hiding in plain sight. Trained in skill and crazy mind, laughing as I got the lines. In this game we're intertwined. Crafty gaze is no surprise. Logic, reason, friends I trust. Though insane I stand my ground. Never pro but I am
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Deep State Annex. We have Brainless Steel and Dog. Say hi.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
And if anyone doesn't know why there was the whole banana theme in the skeptic community, Ray made some pretty funny and hilarious arguments about evolution. So I'm going to play that first, and we'll go into Ray Comfort telling us what aliens
I've since learned that when you really look at the evidence, the truth is it takes more faith to be an atheist than it does to believe in God. You've really got to ignore the facts.
It's funny how we equate the word atheism with intellectual, when
Yeah.
it's the exact opposite.
That's right.
Kirk, I have an intellectually stimulating theory. It's my theory of where the soda can may have come from. Billions of years ago, there was a big bang in space. Nobody knows what caused the big bang. It just happened. And from this bang issued this huge rock. On top of the rock was found a sweet, brown, bubbly substance. And over millions of years, aluminum crept up the side, formed itself into a can, then a lid, and then a tab. And then millions of years later, red paint, blue paint, white paint fell from the sky and formed itself into the words, 12 fluid ounces. Do not litter. You're saying, what are you doing? You're insulting my intellect. And so I am.
Say again?
He's so disrespectful. With his fucking arrogance.
I know he is insulting all of our intellects.
Because we know if the can is made, there must be
And
a
showing
maker.
his lack
if
of...
it's designed, there must
one yet.
be a designer. To believe the soda can happened by chance is to move into an intellectual free zone. It's to have an echo when you think. It's to have brain liposuction. Hold this, Kirk. Behold the atheist's nightmare. Now, if you study a well-made banana, you'll find on the far side there are 3 ridges. On the close side, 2 ridges. If you get your hand ready to grip a banana, you'll find on the far side there are 3 grooves, on the close side 2 grooves. The banana and the hand are perfectly made one for the other.
Al.
You'll find the maker of the banana, Almighty God, has made it with a non-slip.
Fits better about around a dick than around a banana.
And of course, humans, through selective breeding, took this little 2-inch long baby little banana loaded with seeds and turned it into the fruit we know and we eat today. It was human natural selection, human selective breeding that made the banana.
It has outward indicators of inward contents. Green, too early. Yellow, just right. Black, too late. Now, if you go to the top of the banana, you'll find, as with the soda can makers, they placed a tab at the top. So God has placed a tab at the top. When you pull the tab, the contents don't squirt in your face. You'll find the wrapper, which is biodegradable, has perforations. Notice how gracefully it sits over the human hand. Notice it has a point at the top for ease of entry. It's just the right shape for the human mouth. It's chewy, easy to digest, and it's even curved toward the face to make the whole process so much easier. Seriously, Kirk, the whole of creation testifies to the genius of God's creative hand.
Oh, he's a... this guy who's obsessed with fucking dicks and penises and young boys. That's basically his MO. He hangs around schools to interview these kids, generally young gay men. If you look at his videos, he gets the odd girl in there just to ramp her up a bit, and you think, why the fuck are you doing this? What's up with you? Why are you hanging around fucking school gates? You should be reported. You're up to no good. You fucking delinquent or whatever you want to call him. Great comfort. His argument is just fucking nonsensical.
Well, and he's he came to the United States from New Zealand because there were more religious people in America to grift off of, I'm sure. And here's another grift. This is a video where he wants to convince us what the heck aliens
may change your mind.
I have butterflies, bro. I've only thought of shooting stars, and these people say there's aliens in their backyard.
So there's 2 people or 2 subjects that are in your backyard?
Just think about this. the guy needs to go with aliens. I mean, we will very happily go with that because it's what we do. We take nonsense and we make fun of it. But he's making it too easy.
Correct, and they're very large. They're like 8 foot, 9 feet, 10 foot. I don't know. They look like aliens to us.
He got a good look at one of the creatures, he said, a greenish-grayish being with large eyes and long legs. He says he could hear its deep breaths.
Big eyes. They have big eyes, like.
Just think about this. This is someone who claims to be ace. I used to think of this guy as more serious and less a grifter, and then my eyes were opened. He's a ridiculous cunt.
I can't explain it. And big mouth. They're shiny eyes and they're not human. They're 100% they're not human.
By now, it's more than an hour after that bright light. Officers meeting up with the caller and his family.
What'd you see?
It was like a big creature.
A big creature?
Yeah, like around 10 feet tall.
One of my partners said they saw something fall out of the sky too, so that's why I'm kind of curious. Did you see anything land in your backyard, or?
You see like a big something with light?
Hey, this might sound like a really dumb question.
Is there anything Ray Comfort doesn't do that's dumb?
Yep.
But did you guys see anything fall out of the sky?
Asking others what they saw.
I would normally discount it as nothing. However, seeing as one of my partners said they saw it too, only reason I'm actually investigating it further.
Think of how many millions have cameras on their phones, but nobody managed to get even one photo, let alone a video. Well, they almost did.
Oh, so there's a surveillance.
Oh, they almost did, Ray. You were so fucking close, dude.
Camera in the backyard. What we were told is that at the moment this thing comes down and crashed, this camera went out, and it was out for a couple of minutes. When it came back on, the object was gone. But we've been.
Then there was nothing,
Oh,
no
fuck.
sign of anything happening. Wow. Supplies of fucking supplies.
Told by Angel in multiple phone conversations that he shot video of the creatures. We haven't seen it, and we don't know anybody else who's seen it yet, so maybe he'll release it at some point.
Napoleon was right when he said, man will believe anything as long as it's not in the Bible. Do you believe in aliens?
Yeah, I do.
Yes.
I do too.
gonna-
I believe there's other life out there. I'm going to guess they're going to look similar to us if they do exist.
No, probably not.
But why not?
Probably not. Then you need a planet with almost the exact same parameters as Earth.
Yeah.
Even if you have a slight difference in gravity, everything will evolve so much differently. If you have much more or a bit more gravity, then stuff will likely.
Bible speaks.
You'll probably not have something walking on two legs.
But the problem I have is when they say they've arrived here, and that's impossible. It's not possible at all.
Yeah, that's
80,000 years. 80,000 years with our best technology to get to Proxima Centauri.
Extraterrestrial life, or to be more biblical, some.
But Ray has an idea what the ETs are, and it's even more ridiculous.
Something called
than
celestial
ETs.
life. We know these alien beings more commonly as angels.
Fuck me.
Fucking Ray.
There's even less proof of that. There's even less proof of angels.
It's in a book.
But that doesn't necessarily make it true.
Was it Harry
Oh,
Potter
Book
and
of
the Wizard's
Enoch.
Sleeve or something like that? Harry Potter and the Alien Angels. That was it. That was a book.
Let me ask you a question. Are you disappointed that these celestial creatures are just angels and not something more exciting?
I'm disappointed that none of this exists because it would be cool to live in the land of Dungeons and Dragons and Star Trek.
If we feel like that,
saying that angels are boring.
They're boring, yeah.
Disappointing
according to him.
Because they're just angels and nothing more exciting. Well, if the fucking angels did exist and they were here, flying about,
then that'd probably be quite interesting. Yeah.
Ray, if you ever do see this, I do want to compliment you on one thing. At least you're not using the Millennium Falcon in your videos like a whole bunch of other conspiracy theorists we've trashed before. I mean, we had people using the Trade Federation to represent God.
Because we don't see them as they are. Super exciting, unspeakably powerful beings that God uses for his purposes.
No.
No.
No. To make us all fucking miserable by giving Ray something to do in public, I guess.
The scriptures speak of many of these alien visitations. Let's just look at one. Just after Jesus rose from the dead, it was early in the morning.
Oh, come on, Ray. Don't fucking... You're mixing fucking fantasy with myth. You can't do that. It's just fucking stupid. But you can if you know.
He's mixing Lord of the Rings with Star Trek.
Yeah.
And how do you mix fantasy with myth? It's basically the same
When two women
thing.
came to the empty tomb. And
No fuck, that wasn't an angel. This probably didn't ever happen, and most certainly the dude didn't get up. I mean, the only account of the dude getting up after that was the Bible. The Romans and the Jews didn't say anything. The Zoroastrians didn't say anything.
There was a great earthquake, for an angel of the Lord.
How come no one actually recorded an earthquake in Jerusalem in 35 AD? No one recorded.
Descended from heaven and came and rolled back the stone from the door and sat on it.
Oh, interestingly enough, if you want a place to stay in Jerusalem for free, park your carcass in a 2,000-year-old cemetery. No one
Then we're
goes
given
there
a
at night.
description, so we know this wasn't just an 8-foot green creature walking around some backyard.
Yeah,
Why
fuck,
don't they come
because
there?
8-foot green. Well, I mean, who the fuck outside of someone who wants a free place to sleep is going to go into a graveyard at
His
night?
countenance was like lightning, and his clothing as white as wool, and the guard shook.
It's white
None
as
of
wool.
this
That ain't that
happened,
white.
but- No, I mean, wool can actually be
For
black.
fear of him, and became like dead men.
No, they didn't. And no one recorded an earthquake. And when they said seal, see, it wasn't actually necessarily where you would seal it with a giant stone. You see, the Roman authorities had these seals that they would put in wax, and if you broke the seal, that was pretty much as good as signing your own
That
death
is
warrant.
pretty soul-stirring.
No, it isn't. I prefer E.T.
We're certainly not alone in the universe. Do you believe in aliens?
Anyone have anything to say?
Yes.
Why not? I do.
I don't know, they look weird.
Are they going to take over the world?
Nah, I think they're just chilling up there.
I think we made up the Green Man thing. I feel like it could literally be anything.
Ding, ding, ding. Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Yes. Well done, girl.
Just shaped weird, like weird heads.
I believe that there's something out there.
I feel like they come over here just to like check up on us, see what we're up to,
And what are you up to? Anything good or bad?
No, I'm just chilling, doing homework in the library.
Really? Do you believe in God?
No.
So
And good for you,
you
dude.
believe some of the books in the library happened by chance. They had a cover and a title and page numbers and coherent sentences and all fell together without an author. Is that right?
And here we go. The
Such a non-argument. That is such a non-argument.
See, he's hanging around the schools again.
How is a universe coming into existence through physical laws comparable to the necessity of someone needing to write a book?
No book could ever create itself.
Correct.
And the whole of creation tells you there's a creator. Am I right?
No.
Not necessarily. There's physical laws. They've modeled this in computers that predict a universe that looks roughly the way the current universe does. It's the fact that we don't know what happened before the singularity when the universe came into existence. That doesn't mean that you needed God to do it.
You're correct.
Do you believe in angels?
Can you pull it back a little bit to the last question of that he asked the dude?
The whole of creation tells you there's a creator. Am I right?
You're correct.
Did you see what he did? What he did there? That was edited. That was not his answer to that question. That was not his answer to that question.
Is that right? No book could ever create itself.
Correct.
And the whole of creation tells you there's a creator. Am I right?
You're correct.
Do you believe in angels?
I don't know.
You have no trouble believing in aliens. Why would you have problems with angels?
Well, how can you voice a question? All of creation, there has to be a creator.
And also, the dude earlier said that he did not believe in God. So that would never be his answer. And like from the way his audio skipped, like because I think he also edited that whole question in. He never asked the dude that question. Like I heard that and I was like, what did he do there? Did he edit it and then the cut into what the dude was saying? Fuck no. Fuck no, that was no. What a fucking liar.
And also, he's asking the girl, right? So if you believe that aliens exist, don't you believe in angels? And it's like, one is a hypothetical thing that evolved on another planet and could possibly be physically real, even if it can't get here because of the distances. Yeah. And the other is a supernatural creature that we don't know any mechanism by which it can
Not
exist.
from this planet, so they qualify to be aliens. Do you believe in God?
If you're not from a country that you're in, you qualify to be an alien. It's just
I don't
word.
believe in God.
Are you an atheist?
I don't know. I was Catholic.
If you don't know, then you're agnostic.
Growing up, so I'm just a confused 20-something-year-old.
Well, I was absolutely confused when I was 20 years old. I had no idea why I was alive, didn't know why I was going to die, didn't know what was going to happen after death.
So you automatically said, God did it. Without fucking...
And that's not
without reading another book.
That's not his entire story.
An atheist is somebody who believes in nothing.
Also, he only says that because that is what she can relate to. It's not what he's probably been convinced about God his whole fucking life.
Yeah, he grew up Jewish. He grew up in a religious home. He's always believed that there is a God. He has not always been a Christian. I question whether or not he genuinely believes in Christianity and whether or not he's grifting. But he just lied to the girl saying, I didn't know why I existed and all that.
Created everything. Nothing gave us flowers and birds and trees, the sun, the moon, the stars, the human eye.
Dumbass. Sorry.
Evolution.
Apologies for that, but like, oh,
male and female and all the species.
he's annoying me.
That's impossible. It's scientifically impossible for nothing to create anything because it's nothing.
Yes.
So obviously there was something in the beginning that created all this beautiful creation.
Yes, a singularity.
You know, some
Yeah. What's he? No one in the right mind fucking believes everything came from nothing. No one fucking believes that. These
Well,
people
Christians do.
Well, yeah, they say, everything came from fucking God. But that was something, wasn't it?
And there are theories amongst physicists, brain theory, not the brain in your head, but basically that the universe came into existence because two membranes, I don't understand it, collided, but there's mathematical theories to suggest what caused that singularity to expand in the first place.
Well, that's similar to solipsism, isn't it? Brain the jar theory.
Actually, this was as in brain. I can't explain it.
That's
Look
a
it up.
membrane.
Brain theory, bringing the world into universe into existence.
and
It's
like
a possible explanation for the Big Bang.
And the only thing, like the thing is like, oh, you don't know. Ooh, that's so bad. You don't know. Yeah, you're fucking scared to say I don't know. Those are words that religious people are so fucking scared of.
Yeah. That's true.
You know what scientists love? Scientists love to say, I don't know what's going on. Because if you don't know what's going on, then you can
learn.
Basically do experiments and find out, and it's job security.
You said there had to be.
Yes, there had
So you're no longer an atheist. Are you afraid of death?
I don't believe I am.
I think you are.
You think?
It's just that your pride won't allow you to say, I'm horrified by the thought of being buried 6 feet under the ground. I love life. I love the blueness of the sky, the sound of birds, love and laughter. Nobody in his right mind wants to die, and part of the will...
we're biological.
Religions people are afraid to die. That's what religion is about. Oh, Commander, I'll share an Instagram account with you later. And like, I think you're gonna love that lady. It ties into this whole stuff.
To live is a fear of death.
Well, I mean, we're all, we don't look forward to the process, let's say, unless we're depressed, and if you are, get help.
You don't step off 1,000-foot cliffs because you love your life. Why do we die? You said you've studied the Bible. Why is...
so she's an atheist. If you studied the Bible, you're an atheist.
Is it if God exists that he gave us death?
So we could be with him in the end. So we can learn, so we can experience.
You did not study the Bible. You went to Sunday school. You did not study the Bible. And damn, girl, that makeup does not look good on you.
I never got having metal sticking out of my lips. I never did.
Oh no,
I don't want to lose my dog, my mom and dad, my brother and sister.
I don't know.
I don't want to lose grandpa and grandma. Everything you hold dear to you is going to be ripped from your hands by this horrific thing called death that nobody...
Now, here's the thing, right? I love my mom's parents. My mom's parents are why I stopped listening to people like this cunt in the hard right times. But, it's the values we're raised with and the fact that people like Ray don't actually
He
care
talks
about.
about, but everybody's scared of. Let me tell you what the Bible says death actually is. Do you
And he's just trying to scare her into his religion. Don't do it, girl.
Why did God give us death? Something that horrific? Like, if he exists and he did that, it was because he's a cunt. He wants to scare you. He wants to hurt you.
remember that Bible verse, the wages of sin is death?
It's kind of ringing a bell. Could you tell me it?
Yeah, it's Romans 6:23, and it's saying that God is paying you in death for your sins. Like a judge looks at a heinous criminal.
Like you.
So, yes, he is.
Has committed multiple murders. He says you've earned the death sentence.
And he's basically going to shame her for things that she never did.
This is your wages. This is what we're paying you. And Jackie, sin is so serious to a holy God, he's given you the death sentence. You're on death row. Your death will be evidence to you that God is deadly serious about sin. What a terrible tragedy that death is a reality.
Yeah, but just think about it. How could there be new life if everything existed forever?
True.
But it wasn't when human life
like,
began.
That,
when God
that's
first made
bad,
Adam and Eve.
like, if it would happen to him, I wouldn't be sad. What? Did I say that?
Well, he is a cunt. He's a giant cunt. And let's see how. I've only got an hour. Let's do a little bit more of this, and then I do have something to show what kind of a cunt he is, and it's a preview for a
There was
future
no death.
video.
But when sin...
No, there was always death. We've basically found dead things buried in sandstone that turned into stone millions of years ago, before there ever was people.
came and alienated us from the life of God. It made us aliens, left outside of the kingdom of God.
It made us aliens. What?
Aliens, yeah.
What the actual motherfuck?
Ephesians 4:18 says of the unsaved, having the understanding darkened.
We're gonna give the cure.
That won't work. Do you know why?
Why?
He thinks he's healthy. He's going to say, what do I want a cure for? Get this out of my face.
Oh, I should have basically watched this through. I want to give everyone an idea of exactly what kind of a cunt Ray is. This is a preview of something I'm doing. It will go more fast-paced, and we can stop it. This is related to another video that
Comfort
he did.
has released a video where he claims there's a crucial biblical principle that many Christians don't grasp, but two well-known atheists do. So let's play the clip, and afterward, we'll break it down to figure out whether Ray is full of it, completely off his rocker, or if there's actually something worth paying attention to. Roll the clip.
A lot of evangelicals say, look, obviously he's a bad guy in his personal life, is sleeping with a porn, but God works in mysterious ways, and God sometimes chooses messengers that we might not agree with. Like David. David did all these wrong things in the Bible, but
David
God
was a bad boy.
Yeah, and God chose him anyway. So Trump's just like David.
Think about this. Even atheists can understand what many Christians can't, and that is God uses flawed vessels to fulfill his purposes.
Oh my God!
So,
Does he not understand sarcasm?
Right.
Does he
Fuck
not
it.
understand sarcasm?
I don't think he does. I don't think he gets it. He can't get it. The way he thinks, the way he talks.
Is he a spectrum buddy?
No, I think he's just stupid or evil. I think it's a combination of the two. So young Turks were basically saying they think about half the evangelicals know Trump is scum, and the other half have diluted themselves into thinking that he's a good person and sent by God. But see, thing is, right? The idea, oh, God, if it exists, can use evil people for its purposes. Why would you want to enable the most evil people? Essentially, Ray is claiming that the entity he calls God can use even the most vile, wicked, and flawed people for his purposes. But the real question is, should we be following the most corrupt and evil men just because they promise the church whatever it wants to hear? No, no, no.
Yeah. Oh, no. Sorry.
But remember, we are same and we don't want to go to the grave, unlike a lot of other people can't learn from fucking history worth. Let's take a look at a video Ray Comfort and Gordon Robertson made back in 2013 to see what Ray had to say about this back then. Yep, Ray actually knows what's going on. This is a video that touches on that. And then we go into what the Christian nationalists believe, but we'll just go with the parts that Ray has.
Adolf Hitler was the nastiest, most hate-filled, wicked man almost in history. And to say that he was a Christian is to be either tremendously ignorant or to be disingenuous.
What's a fucking Christian? Read Mein Kampf.
From the definition that I had when I was part of it, no. But this is like what the evangelicals are doing with Trump. They know he's a piece of scum, but they don't care because he promised them power. There was a man, Gerhard Kittel, author of the Theological Dictionary of the New Testament. It's still used in seminaries today. One of the brightest Christian scholars of the first quarter of the 20th century. And then when this fucker took power, basically he turned into a monster to try to justify his support of a monster.
At the beginning,
and there were letters in the Times of London saying of Kittel, we thought you would be on the side of the angels. We expected stuff from stooges who never were established, telling Hitler what he wanted to hear in academia. But we thought you were better. There were open letters in the Times of London to
in his
that
political
effect.
career, Adolf Hitler was a baby kisser, believe it or not.
And Trump was never a baby kisser. He just started out vile. And they still support the fucker.
Even nowadays, if you want to get anywhere as a politician, you flavor your language and your speeches with maybe a Bible verse here and there, maybe have your picture taken with a robed minister outside his church on a Sunday, show up at a prayer breakfast and say something about God. And once you're in your place of political authority, then you can let your real agenda come out. And that's exactly what Hitler did.
And that's what Trump is going to do. And that's what Ray Comfort knows. See, he knows this. He knows. You mean agendas like Project 2025, Ray?
He says, you're not going to be a dictator, are you? I said, no, other than day one.
You are promising America tonight you would never abuse power as retribution against anybody.
Except for day one.
Except for day one.
You know
so that's
this.
when he's going to fucking command everybody to get killed. That is what he will do.
Be aware. Oh, he will. He's fucking nuts. Back in 1930s Germany, churches turned to a very evil man to save them and their religion. And we all know how that turned out. Let's just take a brief look at what the MAGA circus has to offer.
Hello.
Hello, great to see you.
Yeah, how nice of you to come by. Yes, we're talking about that.
Hey, you! Take a deep breath. Oh, yeah, you! Prepare yourself. Oh, dear Lord. Hey, you!
When I'm back in the White House, we will use every tool, lever, and authority to get the homeless off our streets. Under my strategy, working.
Just think about this. Internment
How's he
camps.
going to do that?
With states, we will ban urban camping wherever possible. Violators of these bans will be arrested, but they will be given the option to accept treatment and services if they're willing to be rehabilitated.
Rehabilitated.
Wait.
Yeah.
China?
Well, they do this in China too. He thinks that everything that we want to do to help homeless people without hauling them to camps on cheap federal land, as he's going to say, to have their problems dealt with, is communism. So we can't help the people where they live. We can only help them in camps with cheap federal land, according
Many of them
to
don't
this
want
cunt.
that.
And they need tons of money to be able to afford a place to stay. For crying out loud, I've lived in areas where if you don't have an old lease, someone to live with, basically a 2-bedroom apartment will cost you $1,800 a month. That's a lot of money. And then the people who rent it to you want you to make 4 times that before they'll even start renting
We'll
to
give
you.
them the option. We will then open up large parcels of inexpensive land, bring in doctors, psychiatrists, social workers, and drug rehab specialists, and create tent cities where the homeless can be relocated and their problems identified. But we'll open up our cities again, make them livable, and make
Our cities are open, for crying out loud, and they are livable.
them beautiful.
So, they're planning to go into cities and arrest homeless people. Meanwhile, presidents have the power to create financial crises, which would only increase the number of homeless people. They're also supposedly going to provide doctors, therapists, and drug treatment to these people, services we're currently not allowed to offer without being accused of communism. The person behind this is a Republican who sees any use of the federal government to help the poor as communism or socialism. Given their ideological stance, the only consistent outcome for all these homeless people is either enslavement or death, or probably both. This is pure evil.
He says, "You're not going to be a dictator, are you?" I said, no, other than day one.
You are promising America tonight you would never abuse power as retribution against anybody.
Except for day one.
Fascism that Hitler was, I mean, that's not, yes, he wanted pride in Germany again. They'd been decimated by the previous war. I mean, their inflation rate was astronomical.
Yeah, so what? It doesn't make an
Our
excuse for
republic.
murder.
Now, that's what a bad leader can do, but imagine what a good leader could do with nationalism, or even Christian nationalism.
Oh, fuck.
Fucking Christian national.
And Bray, if you do see this, we're calling you out, because you gotta know about this.
I mean, if Hitler can do that, bad guy, imagine what a good guy can do.
Ooh.
Ah.
Yes, the
We
point
want to do the same
of Christian
as
nationalism.
Hitler. Okay, we want to do the same as Hitler. Yay, I guess.
It's the same
My goal
thing.
is to break American democracy.
Here would be my solution. Elect a dictator, suspend the laws, dismiss the legislature, and the dictator tax.
Ray, why
So-
are you on the same political side as this fucker? This fucker literally is a Nazi.
Charlie Kirk is the fucking worst.
That's Nick Fuentes. He stood on stage with
I thought that was Charlie Kirk. It looks like him. They probably all look the same, don't they?
No, it's Nick Fuentes. He praised Hitler and Putler all in the same sentence the week the war in Ukraine started. Yep,
Uses
Putler.
the people and uses the money to build a giant wall and uses the money to raise an army that is personally loyal to him.
People need to be tried, convicted, and executed.
Yeah, we're not going to even play that on a live stream because YouTube is a lot more touchy with live streams. He was threatening. It's either because Ray Comfort is clueless about what these people are shouting, he doesn't care, or he's complicit in their agenda. Maybe if we could hop in a time machine and travel back to 2013 to ask Gordon Robertson and Ray Comfort what's going on, they might be able to help us figure this out.
From his earliest speeches, Hitler invoked God, a smart political move in the mostly Christian nation of Germany. One of his most public shows of solidarity with the church was the signing of the Nazi Vatican Concordat in 1933.
That pact was that the Catholic Church would support Adolf Hitler politically, and Hitler would make sure they had freedom of religion. Hitler in 1933 said wonderful things.
Correct. That's not freedom of religion. That they have.
No, that's basically, it's cramming a religion down everyone's throat and taking freedom of religion away from your political opponents.
Yeah.
Right? Because now they can't have a differing opinion on governmental policy and still be part of your
It's about Christianity. He even said he hated atheism and wanted to get rid of it in the country. So Hitler was truly a wolf in sheep's clothing, and he did pull the wool over the Catholic Church.
Wow, Ray, I believe we actually do understand what's happening. It's not a matter of stupidity or ignorance, it's complicity. The proof is right in front of us, the pattern is clear, and yet you say and do nothing, only asking us to rationalize it, much like how Christians in Germany did in the 1930s and 40s. You're acting like a collaborator, a Kobo's willingly participating. Is this really the path to religious freedom for you? Let's take a look at what some of the leaders of Christian nationalism truly believe and trace it back to its roots.
Patriot Street Fighter Scott McKay.
Coming in this movement, which is drawing anybody and everybody from all corners of the planet, they want a piece of this. If I see that they are not working for the benefit of humanity, you know what I do. Yes, the tomahawk. Don't you ever say hatchet again for the rest of your whole life.
How the fuck is that religious freedom? If this dude doesn't approve of what you're doing, are you gonna take a hatchet? And who's that behind him? Mike Flynn, Mike Lindell, and a whole host of other dipshits. But here's where the intersection. Say again, dog?
I think that one's Trump, isn't it?
I don't think Trump is actually up on that.
I can tell you this. I had a conversation with Reverend William last night. And I said, you know what the problem is? We need the preachers and the pastors in the country.
Christ consciousness?
Yeah, what that was a flash to little things that these Christian nationalists believe that aren't actually part of Christianity itself, part of theosophy. And it bled through in Germany into the religion, and it's bleeding through.
Believe me, you have the pastors of the country coming out like it is a revolutionary war, putting the Bible down, grabbing a musket, heading out into the...
So, fuck, you want to spread a religion, right? And you're putting the book that is a basis of the religion down and picking up firearms.
Yeah. Basically, yeah, that's all they're doing.
The hills, packing gunpowder in that fight, taking human life. We need fighters. We need battlefield soldiers.
No, we fucking don't. Okay, that's Sasha Stone. He's huge into theosophy. I actually had to nuke a stream that we did because just the thumbnail shut down the algorithm. It literally shut down that hour and stuff. That Scott McKay, and I forget who that guy is, but these people are violent Christian nationalists, except for Sasha Stone. He believes in all sorts of woo. Not that Christianity isn't woo, but it's a different kind of woo.
And I don't mean just we the people here in the United States. This is we the people across the world. And the people across the world have to realize
We are all one. We're all one family. We're from the same creator. We're all connected. We're all tethered together spiritually, energetically.
And failure if we do not go through a spiritual ascension.
Okay, so there's a little heading at the bottom. The 6, basically, they believe that they're going to ascend to a higher spiritual existence and become a ascended master. That's what Christ consciousness means within the framework of theosophy.
In the process, what's that going to take? It's going to take a worldwide wake-up shockwave for people, number one, to learn the realities and the depravity of this planet. Number two, they have got to come off the bench and get into the fight. Having your world handed over to you again, having your country handed back to you again without you being invested in the fight, changes nothing. You're still the same person as you were yesterday. This is an ascension operation. How do we ascend through the process? Ascension doesn't happen. Discover the God-given power that you have, the same power that Christ had. Why do you think Christ said you will do all of these works and even greater?
Christ consciousness?
And that's spirit science within the debunking community. That channel is infamous for rainbow-colored darkness and
Keep you from
nonsense.
discovering that true power, because of that power of the Christ consciousness rises and you can do miraculous things. Keep you from discovering that true power, because of that power of the Christ consciousness rises and you can do miraculous things. Keep you from discovering that true power, because of that power of the Christ consciousness rises and you can do miraculous things.
Jesus Christ! Isn't it about time that these kinds of questions about Jesus were answered? Especially when it comes to the question of relationship between Jesus Christ.
Yep. It's an evil blue cunt.
Christ consciousness?
Because of that power of the Christ consciousness rises, because of that power of the Christ consciousness rises, because of that power of the Christ consciousness rises.
Christ consciousness? Christ consciousness? Christ consciousness?
Can anyone say theosophy? Oh,
Ahead, Mr. Trump. In Trump we trust.
In Trump we trust?
I don't know what happened to the audio there. But
Yeah,
basically it's asking, so what are a bunch of assholes uttering phraseology from creepy New Age beliefs pretending to be Christians doing?
Hello, I'm Jessie Gray. Welcome to Personalities. This afternoon we have a guest whom I talked to around 4 months ago and have been wanting to meet ever since. Her name is Dusty Sklar. She's the author of the book Gods and Beasts. It's about the relationship of the occult beliefs and the rise of the Nazi philosophy in Germany during, of course, pre- and World War II. She's going to tell us more about it, and I welcome you. Thank you for coming. First of all, before we go into how the occult beliefs influenced Nazism, what do you consider occult?
Well, occult simply means hidden. And occult societies usually act on the assumption that you can develop these hidden secret powers if you work on yourself in the right way and under the right master.
Just fantasy, but this is Rick Joyner, and he's the start of a lot of the craziness with the churches in North America. Not necessarily that they weren't crazy, but he's the source of modern crazy, as will be explained. This clip was from the YouTube channel Leaving the Message.
2006, NAR leader Rick Joyner published his books, The Harvest and The Call, both of which played significant roles in promoting and disseminating the Joel's Army and Manifest Sons of God theology.
Okay, Joel's Army. When this video is finished, I'll explain why, even if the Bibles was real, the text says you don't want to be a part of it, but they talked a lot of Christians into wanting to be a part of it. And Manifest Sons of God is where basically people become Christ incarnate and they start judging people and hurting people and seizing the territories of the earth like cunts.
The Harvest vividly described an end-time army of believers gifted with extraordinary powers and divine authority to establish God's kingdom on earth. According to Joyner's vision of the future, an elite group of believers would rise to a state of spiritual maturity and divine power, enabling them to perform great miracles and overturn world systems, to claim dominion over unbelievers.
Spiritual ascension, keep you from discovering that true power, because if that power of the Christ consciousness rises, Christ consciousness rises, Christ consciousness rises.
Christ consciousness? Christ consciousness? Christ consciousness?
And both of these groups were patterned pretty much after the Theosophical Society, or the Theosophical Society, or the Theosophical Society.
Ray, the eschatology given to us by the 7M seems like that which Madame Levitsky suggests, that if good people will achieve a high level of spiritual enlightenment, gain superhuman abilities, and take control of the world by force. However, if you're asking about the end times according to the Bible, assuming that, and this is a comparative religion study, I don't believe in it, but I'm just explaining how these preachers are diverging. A lot of this information comes from a book called The Converging Apostasy. And it's not necessarily that it's all connected. Stephen Montgomery phrases it like this: they've all been breathing the same foul, polluted air. And there might be connections, there might not be connections. I know there's connections with Russia now and these fuckers. I don't know how, really, I can't say how long those connections have been around. Probably as early as 2009 or 10, but it could have been book earlier. You claim to believe in. Just like with Rick Joyner, because Rishki Mir and what Rick Joyner's talking about are so goddamn similar, if not identical. And I hope I'm not boring people. Well, anyway, I'm just going to play one part because we're getting into the part of the video that's
Revelation
not really
13,
finished.
verse 5 through 10. And the beast was given a mouth uttering haughty and blasphemous words, and it was allowed to exercise.
This is explaining where the 7M comes from, the only place it's mentioned in the book, and get an idea that somehow these preachers have talked a bunch of Christians into
authority
this.
for 42 months. It opened its mouth to utter blasphemies against God, blaspheming his name and his dwelling, that is, those who dwell in heaven. Also, it was allowed to make war on the saints and to conquer them. And authority was given it over every tribe and people and language and nation, and all who dwell on earth will worship it. Everyone whose name has not been written before the foundation of the world in the book of life of the Lamb who was slain. If anyone has an ear, let him hear. If anyone is to be taken captive, to captivity he goes. If anyone is to be slain with the sword must he be slain. Here is a call for the endurance and faith of the saints. Now here's something that most Christians fail to understand, but ChatGPT did. Yeah, because you hear Rick Joyner basically telling them they're going to take dominion and seize dominion over the earth. And after I read the stuff from ChatGPT, we'll stop this because I know I'm not holding anyone's to correct the
attention.
grammar, it added this little part. Rick Joyner presents a different perspective than that found in the Bible. In Christian eschatology, particularly as described in the book of Revelation, the end times are marked by a series of divine judgments, the rise of a very bad man often interpreted as the Antichrist, and a time of great tribulation. The Antichrist leads armies and gains dominion over much of the earth, deceiving many. However, this reign is temporary, and it's eventually followed by the return of Jesus Christ.
Okay, so there we go. As even ChatGPT understands. Now, next week, I promise something better fleshed out. This is just like reading Alice Bailey's Theosophical Ramblings, where they want to take over 7. It's all bullshit, but it's dangerous bullshit, and they want to take over 7 pillars of society. And that all comes from Blavatsky. And Bailey and Blavatsky were hugely anti-Semitic. So next week, I've already done more planning for this. We're going to be debunking and making fun of Robin Bollocks.
to give you an idea what kind of cunt
Let
he
false
is.
prophet and Kremlin stooge Robin Bullock explain these twisted machinations.
God is going to transfer the wealth to the hands of his people. And the Lord told me something. He said, it's the sound of the millionaire. It's the sound of the millionaire. Somebody help me say that with me. It's the sound of the millionaire. It's the sound of the millionaire. It's the sound of the wealth transfer, wealth transfer, wealth transfer coming into the atmosphere. It's the sound of the wealth transfer coming into this atmosphere. It's the sound of the millionaire. Of the millionaire. Come on, y'all. The sound of the millionaire.
And basically, they're promising a bunch of idiots that if they do the 7M stuff, seize dominion, seize the means of production, do a whole bunch of other
Prefer of
shit, that
democracy,
will get rich.
violence, arrests, and executions of political opponents, along with promises of radical wealth redistribution to fools. This all sounds eerily familiar. We've seen this before, but I just can't quite put my finger on it.
And now I come to you, Vladimir Putin. I will use you as my battle axe. Right now, my eagle is being held captive. And yet I am going to free it, says the Lord, before the winter, so that the bear can hibernate again. Be at peace now, for you are not guilty in this action. You and I both know this. React properly, and I will expose your enemies. For you are my battle axe at this time, because my eagle has been taken captive. But look to the winter, says the Lord, when you will rest and the eagle will go free.
Okay, so that prophecy was made in spring of 2022, and the red wave that he wanted turned into a teeny little red tinkle. Ukraine still lives, and the Ukraine controls
lives
most
forever.
of the Kursk. Yep, and Ukraine even conquered most of the Kursk Oblast. So things were not going well for Putin. But this cunt is a stooge. His eschatology he's teaching has more to do with religions. Let's see if I can get that screenshot. Where you can legitimately have screenshots like this of its influential people without making shit up. I just flashed that so that YouTube didn't ding me. I'm going to put a Z where the horrible spiders are. So, you know, there's just so much in common. And then when I compare Joel's army and the shit that Alexander Dugin is peddling, you're going to see how similar it is. So anyway, we're going to make fun of well, we need to make fun of him too, because he's a ridiculous cunt. I just wanted to do stuff which is more political before the election. That's why we're doing all these features, and we will continue to do them from now on, but I don't want to make it the complete focus of the channel. But like, we're gonna make fun of this cunt right here. And that's all I have. And SLIMCyborg, is there anything going on Monday or Tuesday? I hope so.
I believe so. Oh shit, I can't check that because I'm in a different thing. But oh wait, we can check that on his channel. How stupid am I? Of course we could check that. Well, let's see. YouTube. Is there any Slim?
This is going to, when I go through all this religion stuff, this is a comparative religion course. It's basically just comparing theosophy and what these cunts are peddling to show that there's an influence of one religion on the other, and that the stated books have diametrically opposing eschatologies. So, and we all know that the Russians are infiltrating these fuckers because their brains were mush from the beginning, and Russia works well with zombies because Russia is cats.
Well, I just looked it up, and people that are watching this might enjoy Monday's SLIMCyborg stream. What the fuck with SLIMCyborg? Planet Pearson versus Kent Hovind debate. So he's going to go over that. That sounds interesting. Kent Hovind.
Kent Hovind, yes, he's another miserable cunt because it wasn't like 60 days out of prison, and he's selling what amounts to cyanide to cancer patients. The damn fucker is the world's worst charlatan. 60 days out of prison, not even 60 days, and he's selling poison to cancer patients.
Yeah, I think I'll be using this image for that stream. And on Tuesday, strange, wild, weird, and odd. Gotta be probably something new because I've not heard that. But he was talking about wanting to do more talking about and with entertainers. So I'm looking forward to something new. Actually, that's quite interesting.
Yep.
And for Wednesday, flatter douches, flatter dunces. That's what
that'll be fun. And everyone who wasn't here at the beginning, I'm just going to play the beginning tunes and then we'll get going.
Talking lies with no sense. Says he's got a message from the divine. In the market every day, spreading lies. Bananas in his hands, holy plants on display. Banana man, he's a cunt. Thinks he speaks for the Holy One. Yellow fruit, his holy grail. Spreading lies without fail. People stop and they stare. Is he lost or does he care? Preaching in the night, faith and fruit in the air. Grifting, echoes through the crowd. Voices joining loud. In the midst of the swarm, he's a grifter, preacher proud. Banana man, he's the cunt. Thinks he speaks for the Holy One. Yellow fruit, his holy grail. Spreading life without fail. Echoes through the crowd. Voices joining loud. In the midst of the swarm, he's a grifter, preacher proud. Banana man, he's the one. Thinks he speaks for the Holy One. Yellow fruit, his holy grail. Spreading life without fail. divinely odd. With a peel in each hand, he preaches on his crazy soapbox stand. Yellow fruit and sacred truth, in the pulp he finds the proof. On a prophet says it's true, yellow on the bright faith is true. Feel the power in each bite, bananas bring the holy light. Grifting, grifting, yeah. People gather, hear his call, from the markets to the mall, holding bananas high and bright. In their hearts they feel delight. A tropical revelation, fruitful new salvation. Tasted and believed in the banana we receive. He walks with purpose, step by step. Golden gospel he'll never forget. Under the sun he shines so tall. For bananas he gives it all. Now love control. Hear his call, from the markets to the mall. Grifting, grifting, yeah, yeah, yeah. Grifting, grifting, yeah.
And yes, Demon, that bat is so fucking cute.
Yes, it is.